Hello everyone, this is Danny from creatingwebstore.com, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a downloadable product in PrestaShop. First off, this tutorial will also cover how to diagnose certain errors with downloadable products. This is actually the most common issue when trying to upload a product, or a download I should say, to PrestaShop, because what happens is if your server isn't configured correctly, you'll experience errors. So to fix this, what you do is you actually have to modify your settings. But let's start first with creating a downloadable product by going to Catalog, and then Products, and then simply click on Add New Product. Next, simply select Virtual Product from the list. Now simply enter in the name of your product. In this case, mine will be Jazz Music Single. If you have a site that's running in multiple languages, simply select the other language from the list. Enter in a reference code if you'd like, EAN or JAN barcode if you'd like, or UPC barcode. Decide whether this item is enabled or disabled. Visible, where is it visible? Catalog, search, nowhere, everywhere. In my case, it will be everywhere. Is the product available for download? Do you want the price to be shown? That you can decide on if the product isn't available for a download. Enter in a short description, long description, add tags if you'd like. I actually have a video on how to create a standard product in PrestaShop, and that video goes over a lot of these fields in a lot more detail than I will be going through in this video, because here I'm just focusing on showing you how to create a downloadable product, and I'm not really focusing a lot on these other fields right now because I already covered them in another video. So if you need these fields covered in more detail, you might want to look at my other video after you're finished watching this one. Simply click on Save and State. Now go to Prices. The wholesale price is what this is costing you. This is actually not displayed to your customers. So if you want to enter this in, this is up to you. The retail price is what you charge your customers. In my case, it will be $9. If you'd like to add tax to the item, simply do so. If not, simply select no tax. As for unit price, if you'd like to specify the price per unit, for example, if you're selling a music album with multiple tracks, I guess you can enter in the unit price here. For example, if it's 12 tracks, you would enter in $1 if that's what each track costs, and here you would type in track, so it would be $1 per track, and this would actually show up on the product listing page. But since I'm actually listing a single, I'm going to leave this empty. As for whether you'd like to display this item on sale with an on sale icon, simply select this box if you'd like to, leave it unchecked if you do not want to. Click Save and State. Now let's move on to SEO. Here for the meta title, I'll just leave it empty because PrestaShop will auto-generate this information for me. As for the meta description, I'll simply enter in a meta description. When finished, simply click on Save and State. Next, go to Associations. Simply click on Expand All to view all your categories, and then select the category. Since I don't have a category for downloads, I'm going to create one here, and this will be downloads, like so, and it will be in the root home. And I'll skip the whole description and all of that to save time, and I'll click on Save. And now I'll go back to my catalog and simply continue with my product. And here it is. And I'll select downloads as the default category, and I won't be adding any accessories because I don't have any matching items. So now I'll click on Save and State. And I'll go to Quantities. Here I will enter in a quantity. In my case, it will be a very large number since I have unlimited downloads available. So as for minimum quantity, it will be set at 1, and I'll leave the display text and displayed backordering text as is empty. So I'll simply click on Save and Stay here, and I'll move on to Virtual Product. So click on Virtual Product. So this is where the fun begins, and since we're creating a downloadable product, we will select yes for does this product have an associated file, and then simply add your file. In my case, it's this one right here, the jazz music file. And number of downloads allowed. Here you can enter in how many times your customer can download this product. Set to 0 for unlimited. If you want to limit it to maybe 2 or 3 or 4, whatever, simply enter in that number there. And the expiration date, the amount of time that they have to download the product, and the number of days, how many days they can download the product. Again, 0 for unlimited, and simply click on save and state. So as you can see, I got the error file jazz music mp4 is missing, server file name : and then I have this other alphanumeric string here. So to fix this problem, what we first need to do is we need to change a class within PrestaShop. Afterwards, what we need to do is we need to create a php.ini file if our web host set our upload file size limit too low. And also there's a post max size limit that might also have been set too low. So let's first start by changing the class within PrestaShop. So simply open up your FTP client, then go to classes in the directory that PrestaShop is in. So go to the root directory where PrestaShop is in, and then go to classes. And then simply go down to the file uploader.php and simply view and edit, or depending on your FTP client, use whatever function is needed to edit the file. In my case, this is the file right here. And what you need to do is you need to go here where it says class uploader core, and then there's a curly bracket here, and where you have the constant default max size, simply enter in the default max size. For example, by default you have this number right here, which is in bytes, which is actually 10 megabytes. So what you need to do is you need to figure out the maximum size of your files. For example, when you're listing downloads, you really need to think of what is the largest file that you'll upload, and then simply change this number so that it accommodates your downloads. For example, what I'll do here, I already know that this number right here is 10 megabytes, so I'll simply copy it and paste it into my calculator here. And for example, if I want 30 megabytes, I'm simply going to multiply this by 3, like so, and I'll get that number, and I'll simply copy that number and paste it here, and I'll simply save my file, and then I'll upload my file. So my uploader.php file finished uploading, and now what I'd like to do is I'd like to make sure that these other values are correct, which is post max size, and I also want to double check whether the upload max file size is correct, because if not, I still will have trouble uploading files. So to do this, what I need to do is I need to go back to the root directory of my PrestaShop, and here what I'll do is I'll create a new file, and this new file will be called info.php, and I'll click OK, and then I'll simply edit this file, view and edit. Of course, again, you'll probably do this in a different way if you have a different FTP client. And here what you need to do is you need to make sure that you have a PHP tag echo PHP info function semicolon and PHP end tag. You can actually get this code on my site, creatingawebstore.com, and the link to that page is in the description of this video. So once you are finished, simply make sure those changes to that info.php file, and then simply go to your PrestaShop admin panel here, and in your browser simply open up a new tab, and then simply go to your domain /info.php, and then simply look for the section post_max_size here. And as you can see here, you can tell whether the size is correct, and as you can see, my size is incorrect since it's at 16 megabytes. So the solution to this problem with many web hosting companies is to add a php.ini file in your root directory, the directory that PrestaShop is located in. And to do that, you simply create a new file, and you name that new file php.ini, and you simply edit that file, and you simply enter in that file upload underscore max underscore file size equals 30M or whatever that number is. Now keep in mind that the number should actually be larger than the largest file that you plan on uploading. And also remember to change the post max size. For example, this post max size should be the same as the upload max file size. And then afterwards, simply go to your info.php file and simply refresh and simply look for these values right here. And if they have changed, it's fine. If they haven't, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to change your php.ini file to php5.ini and see if the changes take effect afterwards. And if they don't, you might also want to wait a couple of minutes because some servers actually cache those files. And once that number has changed, it means that you can upload files that are as large as whatever is specified here in this php.ini file. Now, if you still can't change these values on your own, the next solution is to simply contact your web hosting company and ask them to raise this limit for you. And after that limit has been raised, keep in mind that you still have to change that file that I showed you earlier, the uploader.php file within the classes folder, because PrestaShop actually changes the max upload file size limit there as well. So it's like an obstacle here. You know, you have to first change the limit on your server, and then you also have to change the limit where PrestaShop actually changes it in the uploader class. So afterwards, simply go back to your admin panel and simply try uploading that file again, like I will now. So as you can see, my file uploaded successfully, and now I even have the link to the download file, and I can also delete the link if I'd like. And now I can move on to images, and here for images I'll simply add a new image, and that will be this image right here, and I'll click on upload and I'll click on save and state, and then I'll go to features. And here, if you'd like, you can create new features or use the existing features. To create a new feature, simply click here, and in the future, prior to adding products, you can actually create features over here. Features actually show up in the data sheet section of the product listing page. For example, it shows up right here in this section. In this case, I won't be adding any features, so I'll save and state. As for customization, if you'd like people to be able to upload files and text when purchasing the product, you can add a file field by simply entering the number. For example, if you want one file field, you enter in 1. If you want 2, you enter in 2. And same goes for text field. Personally, I can't see how this can really be used with downloadable products, but either way, if you want to add it, simply add it, and then click on save and state, and then simply add a label and decide whether this is required. For example, in the label here, this would be for the file field. You can enter in something like upload your image, and here you can enter in something like tell us what text you want us to add on your item or whatever, you know. Add your text, and then click on save and state. And next you can go to attachments, and here if you'd like to add an attachment, you can. For example, I will enter in a name, and what I can do is I can add a sample track here, and I will add the file. And as you can see, my file has uploaded successfully, and I simply click on add, and I click on save and state. And now if you'd like, you can add a supplier by clicking on this link right here and checking off your supplier, or you can create a new one, or you can even create a supplier here prior to listing your products by going to catalog suppliers. And if you'd like to add product references after you add the supplier, you can add product references down here. And when finished, simply click on save. And now you can view your item in your store. And here it is. And as you can see, all of the information is here, and there's my sample track. And there are my customization fields. And basically, that's that. So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and also be sure to check out creatingawebstore.com.